Hello, Scorpio. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Gilded Tarot by, I want to say Chiro Marchetti. Somebody sent me a video on how to say it correctly, and seeing Chiro say it himself. I want to say it's Chiro. I want to say it is. But there's how you spell that artist's name. That way you can go see their stuff. Chiro Marchetti. I don't know. It's there in my brain somewhere. I'll have to watch it again. And I'm bad with names anyway, if I'm going to be flat out honest. I want you to be able to support this artist, though, if you like them. So feel free to check them out if you like what they're doing. I'm trying to get the name right. Giving it a shot, you know? Supportive Oracle cards, Energy Oracle cards, and Sandra Ann Taylor. The website for Sandra is hayhouseradio.com. I believe if you do hayhouse.com, I think you'll find something easily. It's here on the back. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you would like to. Okay, what do we have for Scorpio? Okay. It's very interesting. I've done Pisces, I've done Cancer, now I've done you, or doing yours. You all had this similar theme of like something not feeling right, but going very well. So it seems like there's some commonality with this one. I mean, these readings are valid for whenever you come to them, obviously. At least I think I put that in the description still. But it's kind of like I'm not expecting anything to go right, but something is going to go really, really right, and you're just literally not expecting it. In fact, you might be expecting the opposite, because I'm getting whatever you're dealing with, it doesn't look like it's fully baked. It's kind of like I'm looking at, like, I feel like somebody took the cake out of the oven and the center is not done. Like there's a baseball-sized piece that it's clearly not done, and it's kind of like, oh. And that's how I'm looking at it. And it's kind of like, well, they already took it out of the oven, so it's cooled down, so I can't really put it back in. But what I can do is I can cut out the center and make something else out of it. It's something like that. It's kind of, that's the analogy I'm getting. It's not a complete waste, but I'm seeing what's not right here. It's not quite done. It's not quite ready. And you might be right. It's not quite done. It's not quite ready. But I also feel like if we're going to use the cake analogy, another cake can be made. They can learn what they did wrong. They can do something differently next time. This is something that's about to show more promise than expected. I feel like whatever this is, I've been down this road before with other people. And I don't want to repeat that. Scorpio, to me, and especially in this situation, I feel like you're very strong with the I call it self-audit. I don't like looking back with regret. I don't think that is really helpful. But looking back in the sense of life, life has patterns. That's how I lived that one. But now that I know what I know, if that comes around again and those things start to play out again, I'm going to take a different road. And just like looking back in a self-audit, like, yeah, that's what happened. I'm not going to feel bad about it. But if this comes around again, this starts happening again, when I see these things happen, I'm going this way instead of the way I went last time. Because that's how we learn. It's kind of, it's not really helpful to regret, in my opinion, because we can't go back and change things. But it is helpful to self-audit, kind of like, yeah, I did that. I did. But I thought what I thought. I did what I did for whatever reasons I had. Things are different now. Now that I know what I know, I'm going to handle it differently. So it's kind of like I don't have the need to repeat a problem that I've already done with somebody else. And it makes sense. But I also see, like, you're not completely walking away from this. You're giving somebody a chance all the same. But you're thinking to yourself, I don't know why I'm giving them a chance, because I'm not really expecting that much. Could be romance, doesn't have to be. Could be a job, could be a friend. It's a general read, whatever way it, tickles your fancy. I feel like when I get the Five of Swords, like, I'll give it a shot. I'll let it try. I'll let this thing go forward. I'm not expecting a lot. What's really ironic to me is how this next part plays out. They do well, and it's like, oh. And you get the Ten of Swords with them doing well. Because it's kind of like, all right, they cleared the first hurdle, but there's 50 more. How many of these hurdles are they going to clear before they fall? And how long do I hang out waiting for them just to fail? Because I feel like at some point they will. It may seem very pessimistic, but again, you've been down this road with other people, and it's kind of like, oh, all right, they made the first hurdle. I really didn't think they'd make that one. But there's 50 more. How many of those can they actually do? But the truth is, how many of them do you actually need them to do? Do they need to do all 50? Or do they just need to do the majority of them to show their value? The 7th, the crown chakra is coming in with like, I feel like I know that if I keep going with this, this is going to lock in. Especially with the Ace of Pentacles and the crown chakra, you seem to know where this is going. And the Ten of Swords is like, I don't know if I want to do it. Nothing is really wrong other than I'm seeing where this is going and I don't know if I really want to do it. And it was like, it would have been so much easier if they just failed. It's not funny, but it's kind of making me want to laugh. This would have been so much easier if they just failed and I've been like, oh, you failed, I gotta go. But I'm like, they didn't fail. I was looking forward to it, and then I was just gonna go home. I just thought they were just gonna fail and I was just gonna leave, but they didn't fail. They did what they were supposed to do. And they did it well. And it's kind of like, I don't have to sit around and I could just leave anyway. You're Scorpio, you can do what you want, clearly. And I say that in the sense of like, Scorpio tends to. You want to do something, you've decided you're going to do it, there you go. That's that. Once you made up your mind, there you go. But for some reason, this moment, it's kind of like, I don't feel comfortable just walking away. So I feel like I'm starting a conversation. You got the 5th chakra. That's conversation, in my opinion. Thokra? The throat chakra. The thokra. I just keep making up words today. Thokra. Yep. Thokra. It's now the thokra. That's it. Thokra. What's behind this? That's the throat chakra. The 5th chakra. The blue chakra. However you want to look at it. Put it back here behind those. I feel like I'm having conversations. I'm just resting. Things are going well. I wasn't expecting it to. It's kind of like I wasn't going to sit here and hang out, but I was counting on this not going well and just being like walking away scot-free. Like, yep, knew that wasn't going to work and leaving. Thing is, it's working. And I'm like, oh. You seem to have a level of loyalty here. Kind of like, I said I'd give it a shot. And they're doing what they're supposed to do, whoever these people are. It's kind of like, at this point, I feel like I'm like almost regretting giving somebody a fair shot. Kind of like I just should have said no and walked away, but I gave them a fair shot for whatever reason I did. You could change your mind, but I feel like there's a level of loyalty here. Like, no, I said it and I meant it, and that's what's going to happen. So you're hanging out. This is good. It's very ironic to me. Because you do seem to, like, I keep seeing the King of Pentacles, and when I feel that for you, I'm feeling loyalty. I said I was going to do this, and I'm doing it. And they cleared the first hurdle. Okay. I thought you were going to fail. Oh, okay. I guess I'm hanging out. Thing is, you do like this person, whoever this is, whatever context it is, work, romance, friendship, whatever it is. You do like them. And they're starting to show real value, and I feel like I have to look at this in a different view now. It's kind of like, all right, there's 50 more hurdles. How many more of them do I need them to clear, or how much effort do I just at least need to see for this? Do I feel like they have the staying power to keep going? I do like them. Is this worth it? Do I really want this? Thing is, I do think you like them, and they seem to fit in with your life, whoever this is. I'm just like, I wasn't expecting this to be like this. I wasn't expecting this, and for some reason it's upsetting that it's actually working. I keep getting like the fact that it's working is upsetting. Am I right with that? It seems so strange. Yeah, because it's not stagnating. I thought it would stagnate and go away. You got the Hanged Man right upside down, and you got the Ace of Cups. I didn't think this was going to go anywhere. I keep getting that. Like, I'm upset because I literally didn't think this was going to go anywhere. It was just going to go away, no harm, no foul, and move on with my life. But I'm like, no, this is going somewhere. This is almost like dating somebody, just kind of like, I'll just go on this date because why not? I have nothing else to do. not expecting a connection to happen, then a connection kind of happens and they want to go out again, and then like a month later you're like, I think this is starting to become a relationship. And now I feel like I either have to make a decision to actually let a relationship happen or let it go. Tell me if I'm wrong, of course, in the comments. I don't think of Scorpio as halfway. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it. If you're not, you're just not. I can understand like being casual for a minute, but once you get to a point where you're like, no, I know how I feel. I know where this is going. I see what they're presenting to me. I know what they want. I feel like Scorpio, again, there's a loyalty thing here. Kind of like, I know what they want. It doesn't have to be romance. It could be a friendship. Could be a business connection again. But once you know what they want, it's kind of like, if I keep this on the casual level, I know what they want, and I wouldn't want somebody to play me that way. So I'm not going to do that. So I either have to go, okay, let's do it, or no, let's shut it down. I have to make up my mind. I feel like Scorpio is loyal to that. Kind of like, I wouldn't want somebody to do that to me. I'm not going to do that to somebody else. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments, because I feel like that strong sense of loyalty. Like, I wouldn't want somebody to play BS on me. I'm not going to do that to somebody. I know there's a lot of flavors of Scorpio, I know, but I feel like that's the general, that's what I get from Scorpio. Like, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it. If we're not, then we're not. The moon goddess, it's being in touch with your true feelings and what you know needs to happen. It's very interesting. The star card has that orb in the background, looks very much like a moon, but it's the star. It's supposed to be a star, right? But to me, it has a very strong moon connotation because of this sphere connection, the sphere relevance. You're gonna come forward with the conversation. You're gonna have this conversation, whatever this conversation is. You're putting it right out there. If you don't want this to happen, or you're like, listen, that's not where I'm going, but I'm just gonna let you know because it looks like you are. Or you're kind of like, all right, let's talk about this. What do you want from this? Let's just put it right forward. Let's just put it right out there. Let's just deal with this. I know that Scorpio can be very secretive, but you can also be extremely bold. Doesn't mean you're showing your whole hand. Like if we're playing cards, doesn't mean you're showing your hand, but you're having that very direct conversation with somebody else to find out what's in their hand. Or whatever that is. What your results? You're going to get very close with this person. They take you extremely seriously, which is another thing that's difficult for this. Whatever you say, they hear you. They take you completely seriously, and they put up. They're like, I have to either put up or shut up. I know how Scorpio is. I either put up or I shut up, and I'm going to put up because I want this. So whatever you ask them, they go by your rules. I feel like they're literally going by your rules. Be careful of that. Be careful of that. It can be a double-edged sword. You probably already know that, but just see it here. See it here. They're going to go by your rules. It could be a double-edged sword, especially in the long run. Whatever they feel like you want to know, they're telling you the truth because they also feel like you're going to know it anyway. If they try to tell you what you want to hear or what they think you want to hear, they know you're going to see right through them. I feel like that's why they're getting the King of Cups here. Like, they know you're going to see right through them. They're going to tell you the actual truth of what they actually want. So if they're falling for you, if it's a romance thing, or if it's a business thing and they want certain things from you, they're going to come right out like, this is what I actually want. This is where I'm wanting this connection to go. And their honesty means the world to you. It's another positive check mark. Like, this is what I want. I want somebody to be honest with me, but know that I'm going to see through their BS, and this person does. They're not going to play games because they know you're going to see through it anyway. I'm not saying they're not a person that would play games, but they know better with you. Just to be fair, because just in case you see them doing this with other people, I don't know. I just feel like they know better with you. They're like, nope, Scorpio will see through me, and before I even get the word out of my mouth, before I finish the first sentence, they'll already know. Before I even say it, they'll already know. So I'm not going to go there. So I think the question of this reading is, what do you want? Because I feel like they're saying, instead of just like having this conversation and just kind of like, all right, let me just have this conversation and see what they want. Because it seems like that has that little bit of a twinge to it. Instead of going that direction, just like before you even talk to them, whether you want this or not, be empowered. Like if I've decided, hey, this is not going to happen, inform them this is not going to happen. If you have decided I will give this a shot If they, let's see what they say, and I will give this a fair shot. Go into it kind of like already making your decision, because I feel like this person is going to meet the grade. They're going to be what you need them to be. Just decide for yourself if you want it or not before you even do it, because if you decide you want it and they screw something up, you'll just cancel it anyway. You'll be like, oh, well, this isn't what I thought it was. Shutting it down, goodbye. So I don't feel like I'm nervous about that, because it's almost like if they ruin your expectations, I feel betrayed. Is that how I feel? It's like, oh, wait, they were doing good, and now this one conversation, they screwed it up. I feel betrayed. Not that they technically betrayed you, but I feel betrayed. So I'm going to we're going to shut this down and move on. So I don't feel like I'm worried about getting sucked into something I don't want to really be in. So I would make up my mind before I even have this conversation that I see you having. Do I want this to happen or not before I even have the conversation? And then just like ask your questions. They're going to meet the grade, make the grade, whatever you want to say, and then just move forward the way you want to. If you don't want it, you probably still have the conversation anyway, but I feel like you're just going to give them closure about why it's not going to happen. And it doesn't have to be romance, can be business, can be friendship, whatever you got going on there, just to be fair. I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.